Everyone, I'm Reshma and thanks so much for joining us today on Showbiz India. Hope you had a wonderful Diwali and celebrations continue this weekend. From all of us here at Showbiz India, wishing you love and light throughout the year. And especially for this occasion, we catch up with the gorgeous Raveena Tandon, who was visiting Los Angeles. And after years, I got a chance to speak to this gorgeous lady who looks lovelier than ever. Here's our exclusive with Raveena Tandon. You are looking gorgeous as ever. Welcome.
Thank you, Reshma. Some things don't change and you and me remain the same. we just grow better with time.
We're like wine.
Fine wine.
So tell me, Raveena, you've been here for a bit. How is LA treating you?
Well, LA's been treating me just fine because I've had such a great time being here. And I do that every time. I'm here once a year at least. I have so many friends and family over here. But I was telling my husband that day on the phone, I said I've become American and I was showing off because I've been having ice non-stop. But हम लोग बाहर इतना ice नहीं पीते हैं, so unless it's home made ice. But over here I've been like just icing up my water, icing up my, whatever, diet soda, icing up my coffee. And I've just been loving it and ultimately fell prey to it and I've got laryngitis now. So please forgive me if my voice sounds like this.
Tell us now, how is it feeling with COVID just starting to open up in India?
Well, it feels good, but I still feel that a lot more safety protocols should be kept in place. I don't think people should still throw caution to the winds because this is something that is there to stay. Even though you're vaccinated, I'm hearing people falling sick. So I think it is better that we take care and continue that care and continue the hygiene, continue the safety protocols, continue keeping our environment clean because that's very important, right? And sadly, you have people being unhygienic and not really taking care. And I think that it can hit us back again. So I pray that everyone just doesn't forget what we went through.
So Raveena, if I may take you on a little journey. Of course, we all fell in love with you years ago for your debut. It's been some time now. How have you seen the industry evolve?
It has been a lot of time, but I think the industry's evolved for the better. Also with the opening out of the OTT platforms and a lot more avenues and a lot more platforms for people to showcase their talent, their scripts. I think it's been great because it's become so experimental as well. So you are not absolutely scared, or not exactly scared, but that pressure of, oh my God, will this be accepted, or will it not be accepted at the box office, and how the box office rules the entire making of a movie. That pressure, I think, has gone off from a lot of our filmmakers, and there are scripts that they've been wanting to make for a very long time and probably could not because of certain protocols or certain rules and a certain norms that you follow that they could not. Now they can, and I think that's just gives everyone so much space to do. Even actors who probably were not getting the kind of roles that they wanted to do are now getting that kind of challenging stuff that they would, love to showcase their talent with.
And early on in your career, an interesting film that's now become a cult classic, Andaz Apna Apna, it did well, but suddenly it became a cult classic, and it's probably one of the only films that's happened to. What do you think was different about that particular film?
I think the thing with what I analyze about Andaz Apna Apna not becoming a cult classic when it was released, because there was comedy at that time, but the kind of comedy that was a little, I would not say, use the word cruder, but I think it was a different kind of, it was more slapstick and more a louder form of comedy. And when Andaz Apna Apna came, Raj Santoshi ji, when he made that, it was a very straight-faced, kind of underplayed comedy. And I think that's what hit the audience with, and they were like, what is this? It was not accepted that well then. But I think later on, it's when, you know, there was a lot more awareness, and I think there was a lot more a different generation that, you know, that kind of straight-faced, poker-faced comedy appealed to, and those little brilliant gags were just caught on with. And I think it was just when everyone was just so fantastic in that film. I mean, you look at Salman, you look at Amir, you look at Paresh ji, you look at, you know, us girls, and Shakti ji, and everyone in that film, including who played Robert Shehzad, and Viju Khote ji, and I can just keep naming all of them. They made that film.
You've been very fortunate as an artist, I would say, that you played very different roles early in your career. I mean, you did Andaz Apna Apna, and then you won an award for Aks, you know, like,
Yeah.
how, as an artist, is that playing such a serious, you know, I would say demanding role?
See, I started my career playing myself, right? This kid who's in college falls in love with a poor guy, or falls in love with a rich guy, or whatever.
Yeah.
I was playing myself. But there was a point where I was like, how long can I keep playing myself and the same thing? I need to try out different things. And whether then it was playing a Bihari housewife in Shool, or it was playing, you know, a Maharashtrian dancer in Ghulam-e-Mustafa, or it was playing a Hyderabadi comic, cop turned comic kind of thing. The suspense was later in Waah Tera Kya Kehna, with the Hyderabadi accent and everything. So I ventured out of that comfort space of mine to just keep playing myself, which I would play under in normal circumstances. That comes very easily to you, right? And I find a lot of actresses stuck in that actually, because they find their comfort zone and they only play themselves in every movie. But when you start venturing out and challenging yourself is when the fun starts. You know, that's when it makes the whole thing very interesting. So whether it was Shool or Daman or Ghulam-e-Mustafa or Aks, or it was Dule Raja, or it was Waah Tera Kya Kehna, or it was, I can just name them, Matra, or, you know, so it's been a good ride.
So what would you say, perhaps there's one role that you've played so far that just challenged you intrinsically?
So I can say Satta, because Satta was made by Madhur Bhandarkar, and he was already coming with this whole thing of the Chandni Bar. So it was I was like, I hope I live up to his expectations. And also it was challenging because in the first half, I do play a bit of myself, but a lot more strong-willed and non-ambitious, which I actually am. I've always been not very ambitious. But the contrast in the second half is then power-hungry, ambitious, and cutthroat, and ruthless, which was a little tough for me to enact without looking villainous, you know. So it was a grey area which one had to cover. So you were not black or white completely.
A lot of nuances.
Yeah, you were not, you know, red or pure white. You were not red, satanic red. But it was, you had to get the people watching sympathize with you, at the same time realize why she became like that. So that was a tough one, yeah.
One of the things I have admired about you over the years is that you're very vocal about causes you believe in, about women's issues, about PETA. How important do you think as an actor it is for you now, with social media blowing up, to talk about things that you believe in onto social media?
Social media can be a boon and a bane, because you can reach out to people on an immediate one-on-one level. And earlier on in the 90s, it was a nightmare, because all you were probably, you know, just in the hands of media editors and magazine editors, who, even if a story was completely a big lie, but they would still go ahead with it because it was a rumor, and with being no truth to it. So as actors, we had no platform to put out what was the truth or the proof that nothing like this happened, and this is the proof, and no way for us to comment on until and unless they took our comment and then twisted it the way they wanted it to. So we were completely in their hands, you know. And obviously then it was whichever editor you were friends with. Everyone started making these camps and treating the editors, sending them gifts, this, that, because you had to keep it. I never did all that. So I think the media hated me at that time. But that is the way I always have been. I was like, write what you want to write about me, but I can't be a false friend to anyone. And I could not do that even then. I could not butter up the journalists or the editors. I made very, very firm friends, but with real people. And we are friends till date, who really knew me, what I was for and what I stood for. And there are a lot of them who meet me now and say, oh my God, you're just consistent, you've never changed. I said, read my earlier interviews, I always told you all, time will tell who's who and what's what, and then you will realize. But at that time, you were completely at their mercy. Even if they had to print an apology, it would be one small thin line right at the bottom of a page where no one would probably even read it. Hence, I tell people that today social media is a bane. Is a bane because it can also go out of hand with the kind of trolling and body shaming and blah, 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 with people throwing nasty comments at you. But if once you learn to ignore that, you know that you can reach out to people instantly. And that then is a boon.
So on a lighter note, what is probably the craziest rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
Funny rumors? So this was really funny, okay? So my husband's house, his old house used to be on Linking Road. And now, unfortunately, that whole ground, the whole compound was taken in with the road widening. So our entrance is quite on, you know, from the, it used to be, we've moved now. But that was the initial first year that I got married. And ahead of us, there used to be no parking because Linking Road is full of cars. Yeah. So I remember parking once a little further away where I got parking and then walking Linking Road down to get into the bungalow and to get into the house. And suddenly I read a few days later in, I think it was Mumbai Mirror, Midday, I don't know. But some of the guys that I know, oh, Raveena is so broke after marriage that now she carries her shopping bags and walks down Linking Road. I was like, you know, I worked for many years and I've definitely saved money for myself.
And your husband does very well himself.
My husband released a lot of movies this year, so so yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was really funny. So I called him. I said, you know what? My house is there, but that was that transit phase where we had to move homes anyway. So just walking down some road with, if you have bags in your hand,
you're broke.
You're broke. You have to be in a swanky car. No walking people to prove your status to our paparazzi.
Also, you are a trailblazer. You actually adopted two young ladies even before your marriage. That was a bold decision.
Yeah. That was actually, I was waiting to turn 21 so that I could become their legal guardian. Because at that time, single women could not do adoption. So the thing that we could do is legally become their guardians and look after them, and we brought the girls home. My mum used to work a lot for a lot of charities and NGOs, and I've always been with her on that. So when this was something that was happening close to home, and I thought my girls needed a better life than what they were getting, and they were home with me, that's it.
And they're all grown up now.
Oh, they have their own kids and they have they're successful people today, career-wise and personally, and I'm so proud of them.
So tell me a little bit about some of the charities that are close to your heart.
So I've always worked for the girl child, women empowerment, and of course I've always lately been very concerned about what our planet's going through, what our wildlife is going through. I do a lot of wildlife photography as a passion, as a hobby. So I'm in some forest and some jungle whenever I get a getaway, a little period of time. And hence it's concerning as to, because the minute you have kids and you have, you know, generations coming after you, start wondering what kind of a planet are we leaving behind for them. And it's our responsibility. We did this.
And talking now about the lighter side and the adventurous side. Most people don't know of Raveena. I've been fortunate enough to know her a little bit on the lighter side. Let me just let you talk about it.
Well, I think this is one life to live, right? So I think one must try and do whatever they want to do in this life, and however you want to do it. And that's what I believe in. So, and I've been discovering that side with my kids, whether it's taking them to the forest, taking them camping, glamping, camping, whatever you call it, and backpacking, skydiving. We've done it all. We've done it all. Yeah, that's
Scuba
the only thing
diving.
I can't. Scuba diving, deep sea diving, diving with the sharks. It's like, okay.
She's done it all.
Yeah, the only thing that I am actually a little not happy doing or will not try doing is a bungee jump. I can't hang upside down. That is something I can't do. You let me hang straight, fall straight so I can see where I'm going. I'm good.
You can jump off a plane, but you can't hang upside
No, I
down.
can't. I can jump off a plane, yes. Yes, at 12,000 feet.
And now let's talk about some of your popular songs that are being remixed all over the place.
Lovely. I love it. So it's a win-win situation for me. So all these songs get a new life. They get a new beat. I love them. They short on everyone else, but I end up owning them again. It's like, it's a win-win situation. I love it. So wherever I go for appearances, they're all playing my new songs, and I'm like, I love it.
You know, I have to share this incident. Actually, I've never told you this. We were at a common party, and the song came on, and she goes, "Matak Matak Jaise Raveena Tandon," and you were dancing to it. So I turned over, and I thought to myself, I wonder what she's feeling right now.
It feels great. It was really sweet the way they did it. Karan called me, asked me, can we use your name? He made me speak to Badshah. Badshah said, you know, he said, ma'am. I was like, now don't make me sound like such a veteran. It's like, he's saying, I've been such a big fan and I wrote this song for you a long time ago and it'll be my honor if you allow us to do it. And it was so sweet. And then he's come on so many of my shows which I've been hosting as well, and we've performed this together too.
And Raveena, you are still a very, very busy lady, and you're doing a lot of projects. You're on reality TV, you're doing other projects. So tell me, what else are you working on?
Okay, so there are a couple of OTT shows that I've done, which should be releasing soon from December onwards. There is another a film that I just completed called KGF 2 that will also release, I think, in the coming year. There is another movie I just completed as well for Geo. It's called One Friday Night. That also should be releasing soon. So yeah, there are good things happening, and it's been a good busy time.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for taking this time on this Diwali weekend. Wish you and yours a very happy Diwali.
Thank you, Reshma. That is what I was going to say. Wishing all you viewers a very, very happy Diwali. Lots of love, health, wealth and success. Let's all get together and make this world a better place to live in.
Absolutely, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you.
So what did you think of Raveena's interview with us? We'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Let us know right here, as we always love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon.